That's right. So where we headed today?
I want to go check on a foundation that we just started a couple of weeks ago and see where we're at with that. And some other place where we started the framing. Those other two houses are finished now, so
Right.
move on beyond that.
Tenants already moved in on those.
I don't know. That's not my sold the property, so
Right.
that's on the people that that purchased it.
Let me put my seatbelt.
Yeah, put your seatbelt on. Plus, I think your door is open.
Mine?
Yeah, or one of the
Mine.
doors is open. Yeah, that's it. It was hot in here. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what?
Had a wild weekend. So today, we're not gonna be incorporating drone footage.
Okay.
Cop shot it out the sky.
Really? Wow.
Right.
Are they allowed to do that?
Yeah, I mean you going to certain little. They'll
Oh,
shoot
because
it out
you
with.
didn't have a license or so. Or
Right.
permit
They'll
or
shoot
so?
it out with bullets, but they got like some type of laser technology that.
Oh, they point it and zap it and
Right.
make it go bananas.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy.
Why they do that?
It was a little too close to the Well, no, Lincoln Park had the thing going on, so I did the City Hall. Then I went a little close to that federal building, and things went crazy.
Zapped
Right.
it. That sucks.
Right.
When it
That
zaps
was-
it, it just falls down and crashes.
Yeah.
Finished.
Finished. The wing came off.
Oh,
The arm. So I got the little reinvestments. Comes with the territory.
yeah. So this particular site, we have a 3-family that's going to be going up. We were going to put a 6-family there, but then I just didn't want to wait that long, so I decided to just build the 3. Because with the 6 would have required a lot more time.
Right.
We would have had to go.
So
zoning
it's
board.
2 3s or is
No, it's just going to be 1 3 on
okay.
on the space, but according to the zoning laws, we could have built a bigger unit,
Right.
a little small apartment building, but you would have had to get a variance, and that takes time, and we just didn't want to take that time, so I just decided to just go ahead and build a 3-family and work on building bigger stuff in bigger places.
So, even if you did want to do a 6, was it going to be 6 stories or was it going to be 3 stories?
No, it's going to be 3 stories with
Side
just,
by side.
apartments with 6 apartments inside of the same, footprint. So instead we stretch it out, there'd be bigger apartments in the 3 units.
Right. What street is it located?
This is off of Clinton Avenue in Newark.
Or the property that had the flags in it, the flag posts.
Yeah, the one we had staked out before.
Just staked out. Okay. This property over here. Oh, wow. I'm about to jump out.
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. So we got an intern with us today?
Oh yeah, intern or aspiring,
Introduce yourself.
aspiring.
How you doing? I'm Garrett Williams. Nice to meet y'all.
So what you here today
Just here looking at a little bit of the properties, going going through and just get a little bit of experience.
Uh-oh.
You looking into
You okay?
buying properties, selling it, and developing?
You
Yeah,
need a
I'm all
boost or
buying,
something?
selling, developing, trying to find my niche right
Broken?
now. And but in order to do
Oh
that, I need
my
a little bit
God.
more experience. So
You got called a
that's what I'm doing.
mechanic? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh my.
I like it for a truck. I want to like
Ah.
what's going
Yes,
on? Good?
yes, everything's good. Okay. Moving some dirt?
Yeah.
Yeah. But now she broke down, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Oh, the truck broke down?
Yeah. Because I want to go come for fix.
Yeah. And
So
move
it's a
some
little-
dirt today from one site to another site. We got to level this off anyway because it's, the pitch is not right. So we got to grade it, level it off first. So we got to move dirt from one location to over to this location. There it is. We find out that was pretend broke down. Guy don't want to work. That might have been a pretend breakdown. Get out of his way. He's running. Let him go. Yeah, he's running. That thing ain't broken. Try to come up here. Massive. I'm moving fast. I can't stop. It's July, August, September, October, November. It should be finished by Christmas.
Okay.
Moving ready.
Let's get it.
What's up, brother? Yeah, okay, so what was he talking about? You said you was with Barkley, everything.
Yeah.
Keeping everything
No,
on track?
yeah, just keeping everything on track. Just some stuff.
Yeah. Let me call you
So,
back in about 30 minutes.
oh,
Okay? Good.
So far, how was? I mean, as you can see, with the truck breaking down and stuff that you might have to deal with when you were working in this field, you prepared for all this?
Yeah, I know that real estate came with a whole lot of different things that you didn't normally like think that you were going to experience. Just for example, the guy telling us the truck broke down and it actually really didn't. As soon as we turned it on and started working, stuff like that happens all the time. It's kind of a lot of times you'd be managing people too, so just figuring out different ways to navigate that would be beneficial. And seeing it firsthand is is crazy how sometimes they do, but this is kind of how the business is. So.
So when you dealing with mishaps like that, let's say the truck did break down, do that affect you business wise?
Well, yeah, because ultimately, we're on time frames, and time schedules, and we're pushing to do things. And if you fall a day behind here, hours behind there, if especially when you have cooperating weather, yes, it's extremely hot right now, but sun is shining, so that means there's plenty of opportunity to work versus rain, snow, especially in this northeast region. Sometimes you'll get days where especially when you're doing outside work, if we have the house already buttoned up and we're working on the inside, then maybe you're not really concerned about the weather outside as much. But when we're doing foundations, framing, roof work, those all require fair weather. to a degree. It could be overcast or something, but it can't be raining, can't be snowing, can't be really windy, because all those things will prohibit you from actually, getting the job done.
Do you build in like different climates? Let's say like further south, like Texas, or where there's extreme heat and different type of building.
Yeah, and when you do, you're bound to the weather in those regions. Some areas might be extremely hot, some might be windy, some might have tornadoes. You just gotta bob and weave with what God has given us, what's happening in the weather at that particular time in that particular region.
Do you have any experiences you'd like to share on, as far as like building in a different state?
I remember one. Well, just dealing. Just dealing with things that possibly could go wrong. I could share one experience. I'll never forget. I was doing a house in Paterson, New Jersey, and we left the water, if you will, not running, but it was not cut off at the main, and it was really extremely cold outside, and a pipe bust. Actually, I even think it was a fitting on a pipe that bust, and it was pouring water out the side of the building, so much to the point where it was like an ice glacier. After we came back we were gone for about 4 or 5 days. We came back, there was solid ice on the side of the house, at least 20 feet tall and about like 6 feet wide. You could actually slide down it. And it was an experience to say, hey, listen, especially when you're dealing with colder weather, if you're not at a place where you have your heating all the way on in the property, and even sometimes if you do, especially if you know you're going to be gone for any length of time or over a weekend or something, it's best advised to have your property winterized, meaning that there's no water in the lines so that nothing can freeze, because even though a pipe cracked, the water itself continued to run through the pipes, but then froze outside of the building. So you have to be very mindful of your elements and what's going on around you as you're doing construction. You can't just take it for granted that everything is going to be okay, especially when you have the places not being observed on a daily basis. If you're out of town for a couple of days, or it's just a holiday and no one's working on the holiday, then you want to be mindful of making sure that you leave with the property in a position where you don't have to be concerned about busted pipes or break-ins. So you have to be mindful of those things.
So these challenges you looking forward to?
So sometimes, like, I like to think about it as just getting different experiences. Having those different things happen, like the busted pipes or just things like that, like those are things that are gonna come up no matter what. So the short answer to your question is kinda, yeah, to be honest. If I wasn't interested in looking at things like this, I'd probably focus on another asset class, maybe like stocks or something, where I don't have to do as much management of it necessarily. But to me, it kind of just comes with the territory. So.
This is where we're moving the dirt from.
Oh, he's coming to get the dirt.
Yeah, he's coming to get the dirt. And that's the truck right there. So framing is going on here now. Finally got the framing going. Going to be building a 3-family here. It's just coming along. How are you? Looking good. Okay. This will be the first floor. I think in this particular property we have there's no garage in this house. It's just all going to be living space. There's another one right next door. Same property. Like a mirror image of it. It's going to be 2, 3 families.
You said this is another 3-family?
Yeah, there's going to be 2, 3 families. So 6 units here. Well, on this side, I'll tell him 2 when he comes. On this side, I really had originally planned on building like a 10-unit apartment building or something. But again, the time, I was just like, man, forget it.
How long was the time? What was the time difference?
Oh, the time difference is probably going to be at least like 6, 8 months.
Right.
Probably like another extra $20,000, and then you're just not sure. You could go and they could deny it. You know, you would hope they wouldn't, but 3 families, you got 3 families around here already. 10-unit, 12-unit apartment building, they might have shunned on that. They might have said, oh, you don't got enough parking, you're gonna cause too much stuff in the neighborhood. And they might have rejected it. Hold on, let me get some. Pass the key here. Getting the framing in, baby. You know how we do it. Another day, another blessing. Gotta move some of this dirt. Move this dirt to the next location. But we gotta grade and level off anyway. Follow me on this journey. You're gonna have 2, 3 families here. Another day, another blessing. Yeah, so if we would have went with trying to put a 10-family unit or 12-unit apartment building or 10-unit apartment building here, there's always a possibility that you could get denied. You spend the time and the money, you just kind of like speculating that whether they would approve it or not.
Right.
So I just decided not to even do that particular speculation here also, to just go build 2, 3 families and just move on under the premise of, at the end of the day, more time you waste, stop momentum. We got too many sites to build, too many projects to be, tied up for any extended amount of time in any given thing, especially when there's unsureties that are attached to it.
Yeah, totally. I know they probably would. I mean, like, it probably isn't enough parking, like, as you can see, kind of like.
Yeah, it's already going to be enough parking. You're going to have probably 6 families maybe living in these 2 properties.
Yeah.
So, but they have certain laws that say based on the width of the street, you're able to get not have parking. But the 12 unit probably would have been an issue.
Yeah.
12 units, then they go hard on it. Yeah. That's good. We already got 6 units here without a garage, but sometimes you got to pick and choose your fights.
So if you would have built a 12 units, or even with the 2 6 units, are you looking to develop and manage, or sell them?
Selling.
For yourself, is it more profit selling them, or is it like
Well, I mean,
Depends.
anytime when you're dealing with tenants, there's always a bunch of variables. You know, you hope it goes right. But I have rental properties too, and I say all the time that, unless you're really prepared, even more so in the rental world, to deal with variables, people not paying rent, things happening, vacancies, repairs needed, you know, I don't really look at it as being you're going to get rich off of rentals. Now if you have 1,000 units, maybe you got a possibility. But if you have 10 doors, 12 doors, it's going to be a fight. And then a lot of times it doesn't make a difference what, if you will, try to, what type of people you're renting to. People are people. You get some people that are, seemingly have more money than others. Some of them don't pay their rent either. Maybe that's why they got more money. But the reality is, you have to have a certain type of skin when it comes down to doing rentals. You got to be prepared for, again, uh, you might have to subsidize the rent until things level off. A lot of times when you're dealing with the rental business, maybe your long term goal is to take advantage of the equity that you're building versus thinking that the passive income is somehow going to put you on the beach in Montego Bay, sipping a Bahama Mama while everybody just wires you the money. Sometimes it doesn't go like that. Cool.
so hearing that for yourself? Are you inspired to do more development and selling, or do you want to deal with tenants?
It's gonna depend from market to market. Dealing with tenants, I mean, you'll have to deal with tenants when you focus on like smaller properties. So like you might like talk about like residential and stuff. But like if you have like a commercial asset, for example, let's say in around like 50 to like 80 units or something like that. There'll be like a property management firm for that. You'll be and there will be people that will be designed to actually manage the property while you're actually focused on the building and the operations of the company. So there's a lot of different things as far as, but if we're talking just like normally managing, it's gonna depend. It's gonna depend whether or not we're buying and selling like you're saying, or like developing. So yeah, it's but I honestly like developing is nice. I like the idea like the long term holds. It's really, but it's gonna depend from market to market.
You know a lot for 23-year-old.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
That's the future.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, truck worked once. Here's some dirt.
I'm sweating out here.
So what's the back history on this property?
This is a house. Is actually we're gonna be turning that into a woman's shelter. Yeah, so it's gonna be really nice when it's done. But we're having a little issue with the water in that hole we've dug to, increase the foundation of the property, but keep getting water. The city acknowledged that they had a busted pipe the other day, but now they're claiming that it's resolved. But we'll see. We'll pump the water out again and see whether it goes back up or not, because it has slowed up production. But we've got to have the ground dry in order to be able to pour concrete. Because without that, it'll never set. So hopefully this week right here will show itself to be productive as far as having no more water in that hole, so that we can start that foundation and make that little small house bigger.
It was on a nice sized piece of land. Is that 2 lots or?
It is a double lot, but we're still going kind of like with the existing structure. We're only pulling it out about like 6 or 7 feet. So, because a lot of times you have to be concerned about what they call setbacks. Anytime that you're extending something, you still have to fall within the setbacks of the neighbors, and as they try to get properties to line up for the better part, so that way gives the neighborhood some type of consistent look. That's why you don't have houses, some built to the curb, some built back. No, it is usually setbacks, side setbacks, front setbacks that are, if you will, mandatory for any particular area.
So with that extra space, what you looking to do with it? I know it's a women's shelter. So
Oh, it's just
looking
gonna
like
be-
some type of outside patio or chill space outside.
Yeah, we'll probably just go ahead and put blacktop over it, and make it fresh, and put some tents out there for them to come outside and relax, and put some outside patio furniture and stuff. It's gonna look beautiful when it's done, and serve the community well.
What's the name of it? You have any?
Oh no, no name yet.
No name yet. What inspired you to build the shelter for women?
Oh, I'm helping somebody else that's doing it, so that was primarily their vision, and I came along with them and help them out. We have a place that we're probably going to be turning into a men's shelter, but it's a little bit bigger than that place, and hopefully that'll go well.
How many families is you looking to hold, or is it just women, not women with families?
Over there, I believe there's going to be like 6 beds for the women, but the men's shelter, it's all a square footage thing. Like, we have a guy that works with that regularly, so he knows what the regulations say, like, cause your per square feet is amount how you get beds, and it's just not a perfect science that says, oh well, if you got a bedroom you could put 2 people in it. No, you got to have a certain amount of square footage per person, and then it also depends on what kind of services you're going to be providing. Are you providing counselors? Are you providing full service as far as meals and counselor on staff and stuff? So it's, there's different levels to it, but again, you helping the community and making some money too.